Hi everybody, this is the second video of the week beginning on July the 8th. So for this week, all you have to do is to read the course syllabus carefully, read the textbook carefully, review the instructor's videos with course status, questions and answers. And I strongly recommend you start doing this week already the formation of the teams, right? So because you're going to have to post the team members information following the syllabus, the instruction and the syllabus by 1 p.m. on Friday of the next week. And next week there will be the individual assignment, which is a commentary to be posted on courses on the courses module 2 discussion board, which is this one here. And the commentary is the instructions for the commentary are on the syllabus. So just to recap, individual assignments. So individuals must individually provide each week, starting the second week, a commentary of the work they have conducted toward the course project. So that's the assignment. And each individual student's commentary should be between 250 and no more than 1,000 words. Now, students are free to decide what they would discuss in the commentary. My recommendation is that they talk about the meeting of the week that they are discussing in that particular week, because each team must meet virtually at least once a week during the course. Again, as I said in the previous video, I'll say it again, given that we have 9 students for this course, I believe we have 9 students. If we look at the modules, if I look at one of the modules like module 1, there is usually shows the list here on the side. So it appears that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it appears that we have 9 students. Given that, I would like to see 2 teams evenly distributed, so one with 4, one with 5. You will have to contact students in class, using whatever means you decide to use, to form the teams and choose the team leader. And then the team leader will post the information about the team using these instructions here. By the end of the second week of the course, under module 1. Under module 1. So here under module 1's discussion board. As I also said in the previous video, for your project, you will have to contact a client organization of your choice. So the team will have to be formed first, and then you would discuss some options about a client firm to contact. And you really have to read the textbook if you haven't read already, because I used this textbook in a previous course. But if you haven't done that already, you have to read the textbook, and then you will see what types of analysis that we're going to be conducting in this course. But you are not going. I will not be providing the data to you. I believe there was a question here. Yeah. Dear Professor, could you please share a place where we can download data sets containing multiple variables for data analysis in the project? That's one of the challenges of this course. You will have to find a client organization, and you will have to find a data set that will have multiple variables, and that you'll be able to build a model using this approach here in the textbook, model-driven data analytics. So using the approach discussed in the textbook, you're going to have to build a model using the data set. And again, as I said in the previous video, this part 2.3, improving job performance through empathetic management, is a good example of the type of analysis that you will be doing in this course. But the data will have to be obtained by you, by the team. So it's one data set per team. As I said in the previous video, and I will repeat it again, I expect a project where you're going to have 7 latent variables. Now, the latent variables can be measured through a single indicator. In this case here, we have some variables that are measured through multiple indicators. But I need to have 7. So 7 measured through multiple indicators, or a single indicator, or a combination of them. But the model itself will have 7 ovals. That's what I'm looking for in terms of model complexity. It will be critical for you to define the main dependent variable in the model, which is this one here. That's the main variable of interest. In this particular project is job performance. That's typically a variable of interest to organizations. Organizations are often interested in increasing job performance, so that would be a variable of interest. And there are other projects here with other variables of interest. So you really have, if you haven't read this textbook yet, you really have to read it. Reading the WordPLS user manual is not as important. This one here is important that you read it. And several of the students in this course have already reviewed it. Would have to see Perla for sure, Sidel also. I would have to, I don't remember all the students that we had in the previous class, but Perla and Sidel, I'm almost sure they reviewed these material. So maybe one of them should be in one team, the other should be in the other. I don't know, but I will leave it up to you. But again, you will have to find the data set after you find a client organization. Now, as I said in the previous video, I'm going to repeat it here. You can you can analyze a data set that is not provided to you by the client organization, but that is of interest from an analysis perspective to the client organization. So for example, let's say your client organization is J.B. Hunt, the trucking company, J.B. Hunt. Once you contact somebody there and you have a main point of contact, that person may tell you, look, there is a data set maintained by an association, is available publicly on the web, and we would like you to analyze that data set for us. Then you will, that is okay, you can do that. So you can use data that is already available and that is not proprietary data, that is not data that belongs to a particular organization. You can do that. You can also get data from the client organization, say J.B. Hunt. They could have data that they never shared with anybody, or that they have shared with people before, and they can give you that data. That's their data, proprietary data. You could also collect data for them but that would tend to be a bit more time consuming. I would, if I were you, I would try to analyze data that already exists as opposed to collecting new data. There were a couple of other questions that were asked, so I'll just say here, answered on this video, answered on video, and that's the video that I'm putting together today. So it's 11 July 2024. If I forget to do this for other questions, just check one of the videos. You have to review the videos anyways. They will always be answered on videos, your questions. I think Siam Kumar also asked a couple of other questions on the messaging system, and I think the one was where is the video, and I guess that's been resolved already. I already posted one video. This video that I'm creating now will be next to this really soon, and I will be adding videos 2 per week. And I guess the other question was whether there is anything else to do for the first week, and I always like to check the schedule, but there isn't anything else. I would recommend, though, you start contacting the other students to define the teams. Again, 2 teams, one with 4, one with 5, so contact the other students, form the teams, and choose a team leader. The sooner you do that, the better. A couple of things I wanted to cover in this video are that to do well, to do a good project, you're going to have to learn as much as possible about your client organization. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit in a forthcoming video. But you really have to understand, to know as much as you can about the company. So for example, if your client organization is JB Hunt, you'd have to find out as much as possible about JB Hunt. And since JB Hunt is a publicly traded organization, you can in fact find a lot about them online. So I'm going to be talking a little bit more about that soon. The other thing that I wanted to emphasize in this video or talk about is how to do well in this course and how to do badly, right? And this is based on experience with this project course in previous semesters. So in each module, I'm asking you, so to do well in this course, you should do what I'm asking. In the syllabus, so you have to really read the syllabus carefully and follow the instructions carefully. And then do the things that I'm asking you to do in these videos. So for example, I'm telling you I would like to have 2 teams, one with 4, one with 5, as opposed to 3, etc., 3 to whatever. If you don't follow those instructions, that's what tends to lower the grade in the course. So follow the instructions that I'm providing in the videos and also on the syllabus. And this one that I'm providing on the video, that I want a team with 4 and a team with 5, it does supersede the instructions in the syllabus, because in the syllabus I'm saying 3 to 7. Now I'm saying 4 and 5. It's 4 and 5. And also you have to do the individual assignments individually. And again, it is starting week 2. And do your team project. The template is here, right? So you have a template. I will be discussing the template in future videos, individual sections of the template as well as the template as a whole. But this guides you. Now the main report and the data set are not due until module 7. So, and those are the team project deliverables, and they are the data set and the team project. If you do this, so if you do a team project, submit your deliverables on time, submit your individual assignments on time, and the project is very well done. In other words, the report clearly suggests that the project is of interest to the client organization, that the report is fairly well written, that the instructions on the report template are being followed. So if you do that, if you submit a very good report and you do all of your individual assignments, you're going to do very well in this course. You can, if everybody does very well, I will have no problems giving A's to everybody in the course. So there is no real trick. And I'm gonna in future videos I'm gonna be talking about what you should do for each one of the sections of the report and so on. And I'm going to also interact with students and answer questions that may clarify some issues. I will not pre-grade the report though. In the past I had students that would send me their draft report and say something like, what do you think? I don't really do that kind of pre-grading, but I do answer specific questions like, should we include this? Should we do that? Is this a good main dependent variable, etc.? I'd be happy to answer those types of more specific types of questions. But it's a good chance that you'll do very well in this course. I don't expect anybody to get less than a B in this course, but that can happen, and that gets me to what can go wrong in this course. So one thing that will be a problem is if you are a free rider, and there have always been free riders in previous courses, and they always had bad news from me at the end of the semester. And a free rider is essentially somebody who doesn't do any work as part of the team, and they basically they just want to free ride on the work of others. If you do that, it will probably become quite clear in your commentaries because you may not be participating in the virtual meetings. If you're a free rider, what you're going to be writing is going to be out of sync with what other students will be writing in their commentaries. One thing to understand is that it's not the team leader's job to chase after individual members and try to make sure that they do the same amount of work as the other team members. That's not the job of the team leader. The team leader has the main responsibility of coordinating the work of others. But if somebody doesn't do any work, it's not the team leader's fault. It's that person's fault. So free riders, they could get an F in the course, and I may even report them to our honor committee, our student conduct committee, and recommend that they be expelled from the program. But if I give a person an F, that person will get that person will not graduate. So don't be a free rider. So what you should be doing is choose your team leader carefully, and then ask the team leader what you can do to help. You are responsible for working closely with the team leader, and the team leader typically will get an A for the extra effort that they will be doing. So if a project is not quite at the A level, so let's say a project has a lot of grammatical mistakes, which you would not expect to see professionally, right, at a company. Think about what you're doing as a business related project. So you're not going to submit something full of errors, full of mistakes, with missing sections and so on. So if the project is not quite at the A level, say it's at a B level, I will usually give B's to other team members. Of course, depending on the assignments, right? Sometimes students will not do the assignments, or they will do them late. That tends to bring down their grade as well. But let's say a team project is not quite at the A level. Typically, the team leader will get an A. The team leader is the boss when it comes to the team. So choose your team leaders carefully. And the team leader will be the one submitting the deliverables on behalf of the team. In one of the sections, the team leader will score the performance and describe the performance and describe what each team member will do, has done, or as part of the project. So now, if you are not available to virtual team meetings, and you're never available, you have to work that out with the team leader. Right? I've seen in the past, sometimes some students are not available for a particular team meeting, but the rest of the team is, so they can have the virtual meeting, and record it using any tool that they want to use, and then make it available to that person. These arrangements are possible as long as there is goodwill from everybody. If you are a free rider and you want to get away with that, I can tell you, you're not going to get away with that in this course. Eventually, it will become clear that you are a free rider, and you're not going to get you're going to get an F in this course, and even worse, I may recommend that you be expelled from the program. And that's there is very little latitude that I can have with that kind of ethical violation. Another thing that can go wrong is if a team has a lot of conflict in it. If you join a corporation and you have a lot of conflict with people in your department, you're going to probably be terminated, so you're going to lose your job. What would be the equivalent in a team project for a course? You end up having a lower grade. So if there is conflict, try to work that out within the team. If people have goodwill and they are really trying to help the team, teams find ways to work things out. That's my experience based on the past. So those are some of the things that can go wrong. One final one that you should not do, and in the past in a few cases, some students made the mistake of trying to intimidate other team members. That is actually criminal. That's misdemeanor. Our campus police has that on their website, and the consequences are very serious. So you cannot actually even be aggressive. So let's say a team leader tells a team member, you need to do this, and then the team member responds to the team leader with foul language and telling them, how dare you, you're telling me to do this and that, and I'm gonna call you, and we're gonna have a conversation. Anything that involves a threat would fall under what is described by the campus police here as intimidation, and that is a misdemeanor. So you don't want to do that. It puts me in a position where I have to give you an F and then report you to the police, and the police can even arrest you, believe it or not, for something like that, even if you are not in the same location as the other students. So I hope none of these things will happen, but I'm just telling you this because it has happened in the past. These are rare things to happen, but once they happen, then it's really bad news. And so I'm talking about them now, frankly, just to avoid them. It's not going to be difficult to get a very good grade in this course, but it will be a lot of work. Multiple challenges here: forming the teams, choosing a team leader, having these virtual meetings, getting the data set. Oh, by the way, the data set, I'm looking at a data set that will have at least 300 rows of data, but it doesn't have to be enormous, right? So I had students in the past analyzing data sets that were 100,000 rows in size. I recommend you don't do that, because it will be difficult for you to meet one of the requirements. So in the syllabus, I have here under deliverables a data file, and the data file should not be more than 1 megabyte in size. So if you have a data file that is too large, you may end up having more than 1 megabyte, and that would not be meeting the requirements of the course, right? So as many as 10,000 records, I think, would still give you one. It depends on the number of columns. But if you have an enormous data set, you have more than 1 megabyte, and that will not be what I'm asking you to do. So that's pretty much what I had for today, for this video. Thank you for watching.